What's going on guys, Chameleon here. Today I'm going to show you the best class setup for the Kilo 141, both for Warzone and multiplayer. The Garage just got nerfed, and this is one of the ARs you could definitely consider to replace it with. Obviously along with the M4, maybe the M13, etc, etc. The Kilo has a fire rate of 779 rounds per minute, and is surprisingly similar to the Grau. They both fall into the category of ARs with low fire rates, but highly accurate. And with these class setups I'm about to show you, you're going to destroy your competition. I'll show you the Warzone class first, and then I'll do the multiplayer second. Do you guys think it was a good idea that they nerfed the Grau? Yes or no? Leave me a comment below. But real quick before we start, please smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and here we go, let's do this. First up, we have the muzzle. You want to set this to the monolithic suppressor. This will give you sound suppression to silence your weapon, which is absolutely critical for Warzone, because if your weapon isn't silenced, anytime you shoot, you'll show up on enemy radars, and that'll cause you a lot of trouble. This will also give you an increase in damage range, which is just as important. Warzone consists of a lot of long range engagements, so you want to be able to shoot at people from great distances. Next up, we have the barrel. For the barrel, you want to set this to the SynGuard Arms 19.8 inch Prowler barrel. This will increase your damage range even more, increase your bullet velocity, and it'll add some recoil control. It's the best barrel to use for Warzone since you'll want to add on as much range to your AR as you can, and the Whisper only adds on 15%. The SOCOM adds on 30%, but the Prowler adds on a 45% increase, which is huge. This of course will come at a cost of slower ADS and movement speed. The base ADS speed for the Kilo is 250 milliseconds. When adding on the Prowler barrel, it'll become 300 milliseconds. And with the Monolithic 2, it'll become slow. But it's completely fine because we'll add on something to help with our ADS time, and that's a laser, specifically the TAC laser. This will increase your ADS, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. The TAC laser is a unique attachment because it changes stats by percentages. So for example, if you have on a lot of attachments that slow the gun down and then add on the TAC laser on top of that, it will have a much greater effect on your gun than say a gun with no attachments and only a TAC laser. And since we want as many attachments as we can, the TAC laser shaving off big percentages is great. The only drawback to this is that your laser will be visible, but this will only happen when you aim down sight. However, if you don't like the idea of a visible laser, you could use a stippled grip tape instead. This will increase your ADS and sprint to fire speed. For the underbarrel, you want to set this to the Merc foregrip. This will give you added recoil control and hip fire accuracy. The recoil for the Kilo is a little different than the usual. It'll go far left and up instead of the traditional up and towards the right recoil pattern. The Merc foregrip will tighten the spread up, and the recoil pattern almost looks as though it even adds in some recoil stabilization. However, if you want to save yourself a 1 frame penalty with ADS, you could consider the Commando foregrip instead. Both will be solid options as an underbarrel. Lastly, for the ammunition, you want to set this to the 60 round mags. In Warzone you need a lot of ammo, especially when playing anything other than solos. You'll be fighting multiple enemies with possibly 3 sets of armor per person, so you'll need a lot of ammunition, and the 60 round mags will be perfect to use. The 100 round drums look enticing as well, but in my opinion, they slow your movement and ADS down a little too much. You start to lose the AR feel and it feels more like an LMG. Your ADS with the 100 round drums goes to 300 milliseconds from the base, while the 60 round mag will go to 266 milliseconds, so that's better. Also, the reason I don't consider the 50 round mags is because the ADS penalty for the 50 and 60 are basically the same. You just get a 3% decrease in movement speed with the 60, but it's worth it for the extra ammo. However, the 8% reduction to movement speed with the 100 round drums, probably not so worth it. I know some people like to use optics. I generally shy away from them for the most part, but if you want to use one, you could probably drop the laser or the grip tape if you added that instead and have the optic take its place. If I was to pick an optic, I personally would use the VLK with the T-pose reticle. This is with anything obstructing your view. There's no red dot or anything like that. You'll get a clear view of your target. The iron sight isn't bad. It's similar to the M4. The Grau still has the best iron sights. They're super clear. However, these are still fine to use, so I don't use an optic. So that's basically the best class setup for Warzone. Now let's get into a best class setup for multiplayer. This will be a little different. You're going to drop the Prowler barrel and add on the SynGuard Arms Whisper. This will give you sound suppression and an increase in bullet velocity, meaning less bullet drop. Your mobility will also increase as well. With this attachment, you won't even need a muzzle anymore. It's a 2-in-1 and has a suppressor. So we can now use the extra attachment slot for something else, and this is where I pick stippled grip tape. However, you can add on anything you want. It can be an optic or something else you prefer. But once you make those quick changes, you'll be good to go. So that about wraps it up for this video. You guys now have the best class setups for the Kilo 141 to use in Warzone and multiplayer. You're going to shred through your enemies. If this video was helpful to you or you just found it entertaining, please smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Cluster strike is go for Securing B. Wilson taking Bravo. Holding Bravo. Taking the lead. Copy. Falcon to you en route. UAV ready for deployment.
I'll go back and get. Alright, I'm gonna go.
Mother. Oh, right there, shoot card. Car right there.
Down one. There's two down here. He's inside. Nice.
They just broke lock.
Got gas moving in.
Oh man, he's one shot. He's one shot.
Nice.